Okay, this is a photo taken from an ancient site in Felsberg, Germany. And we are in Sacsayhuaman, and what we see is not simply something similar, but exactly the same thing.
Con las mismas herramientas.
With the same tools.
Exact same tools, exact same cutting pattern, but this is in Peru, and the photograph is from Felsberg, Germany, and it's the Temple of Thor? Templo de Thor in... Yeah, the Temple of Thor, the ancient god of thunder and lightning in Germany. This, on the other hand, is of course magnificent. Sacsayhuaman. So again, the three time periods are Hanan Pacha, Uran Pacha, and Ukun Pacha. And this is the eldest. This is of the Hanan Pacha period. The huge stones that are carved out, they seem like cement that have been shaped out of soft stone and then hardened. At least that's the theory of Jesus Gamara and his father. But this is a splendid example of the Hanan Pacha ancient, very ancient culture here at Sacsayhuaman. This is Ukun Pacha. This is of the period of the Inca. Very well built terraces, the andenes. But then right next to it, we have this. And this is from the Hanan Pacha. This is from the ancient, the first world. Ukun Pacha, the third world, including present day. But this is Hanan Pacha. This is much more than 10,000 years old. We have the seat, the three thrones that were adopted. The center one was the seating place of the Inca. The one on the left, the Koya, and the one on the right was of the premier Virgin of the Sun, the Nustra. In all examples of the Hanan Pacha culture, beautiful straight cut lines into what I have probably overly said is the living rock. But where the planes meet, it's never sharp 90 degree or even any other degree angle. The joins are always curved. And you find that not only here, but also in other examples around the world, including in Egypt, and also, very controversial, but I don't care, also the Temple of the Rock in Jerusalem, which is the holiest of holies of both the Jewish people and of course the Muslims. You see a very fine example of the Hanan Pacha culture. And this is one of the great mysteries, this massive stone, including a stairway, which is broken away from this beautifully smooth surface here. And I'm hoping that Jesus can explain what has happened. This part of the stairway here, which you can't see from this perspective, but it was originally attached right there. And this one obviously was connected there. But when did this big stone break away from the wall?
No lo sabemos, pero los incas ya lo encontraron así.
The Incas, they found already like this.
Oh, it was like this when the Incas
Yes.
came. So it was at the time before the Incas, probably during a great cataclysm,
Just like
that
that.
this happened.
It comes like that.
Ajá.
Yeah.
So you see where the attachment was here to there. And we also see where the attachment was here to there. So this is like a very narrow stairway enclosed that went up to there. And this is actually where the tunnel was. This stone fell down before the Incas arrived, but they knew of somehow that there was a tunnel here. It begins here, and there are flights of stone staircases that go down, and then they lead, the tunnel leads to the Coricancha, which is more than 2 miles away from here. Okay, the famous slide, which is a solid piece of stone, is way off in the distance here that you can see. And the famous zigzag line or wall is way, way off in the distance, way over here. But we are on top of, this is the Great Chincana. And everywhere you look, there is an area that has been carved out. Not just one area, but it's the whole thing. That's what the whole thing is. And of course, many people will say that it's all a case of natural erosion. But then how do you explain this and that? And over, it's the beautifully smooth plain surfaces are just all over the place here. And I'm not an archaeologist, but or a geologist, but just by looking at the weathering patterns here, there's no way that this could be 500 years old. It's just and no one can explain the technology involved, that how the Incas could have done this with the so-called technology that they had at the time. This is not the work of Bronze Age man, or even Iron Age man. So you see these beautifully cut out and polished areas here.
Tenemos que bajar.
We have to go down.
Okay.
They don't allow it.
We're not allowed to be out there, but I'll keep the camera rolling because we did want to see what were clearly the cutting marks of some kind of human, or let's just stick to human technology. Whether it was another alien or what, who knows, I don't know. But just astonishing. Again, the curves at the corners, they're not sharp angles, they're always a gentle curve. And we see this also at Ollantaytambo, at the Temple of the Condor.